You are in a room full of people. You try to jump into the conversation and nothing happens. Everyone keeps talking, looking right past you. In that moment, the internal monologue kicks in. You start asking the paranoid questions. Why does everyone always ignore me? Is my personality inherently flawed? Am I just completely uninteresting? The answer is no. Being ignored rarely has anything to do with your personality. In most cases, you are witnessing a mechanical breakdown in communication that can be addressed by adjusting how you project your voice and presence. This diagram outlines a diagnostic framework called the Locus of Control. It takes social interaction and organizes it into 3 specific zones: variables you completely control, variables you share control over, and variables where you have absolutely zero control. Applying this framework shifts the problem from who you are as a person to the mechanics of how you speak, providing specific steps to rebuild your social presence and ensure you are heard. We start with Zone 1, the physical outputs and choices that you own 100%, long before a listener even has the chance to react. The most critical variable here is vocal strength. A study by researcher Aaron Sell found that humans subconsciously assess physical upper body strength purely by listening to a person's voice. We are biologically wired to equate vocal resonance with physical presence. This visualization maps out exactly how that biological wiring works against you. When you speak with thin, low-resonance audio waves, it subconsciously signals weakness, effectively shrinking your physical footprint and making you socially invisible to the room. Your nonverbal cues operate on the exact same subconscious level. If you avoid eye contact or hold a closed, withdrawn posture, you are broadcasting a physical signal that tells your conversation partner your own words are unimportant. Then there is your topic selection. Dropping heavy political unrest or dense, dark personal issues into a casual Friday night dinner forces the group to protect the overall mood. They ignore you simply because they do not have the social tools to navigate the topic without ruining the evening. When these Zone 1 factors misfire, they broadcast a message of unimportance, prompting the rest of the room to stop listening before you finished your first sentence. Moving into the actual conversation brings us to Zone 2, shared control. These are the interactive variables that require you to accurately read the room. The most common failure in this zone is mismatched energy. If the group is relaxed and you enter the conversation with high intensity, frantic energy, or vice versa, the friction is immediate. Listeners naturally want the path of least resistance. If your energy level requires them to do heavy conversational lifting to bring you up to speed, or forces them to match an intense output they aren't prepared for, they will protect their own energy and check out. The same rule applies to conversational pacing. Over-talking, trying too hard to dominate the space, or relying on constant filler words like and signals insecurity. In these moments, people will often intentionally ignore you as a subtle, social hint to dial it back. Zone 2 communication breaks down when you demand the audience adapt to your pace instead of paying attention to the natural ebb and flow of the group. This system diagram represents Zone 3, zero control. A communication signal leaves the sender, colliding with external forces outside your influence. Susan Fisk's research shows privileged listeners may prematurely dismiss you based on biases. Other obstacles are environmental: loud music, hearing issues, or internal anxiety. Zone 3 provides a necessary perspective. It proves that a person ignoring you often has nothing to do with your worth, your voice, or your performance. Once you separate the variables you can control from the ones you can't, the paranoia of silence disappears. You can comfortably walk away from a chaotic room without internalizing the rejection. You stop personalizing the behavior of others. You learn to give people the benefit of the doubt, and you realize that if someone is consistently rude or dismissive, they simply aren't your intended audience to begin with. That frees you to focus all your energy back on the foundational tool you actually do control, your voice. By actively training your vocal strength to create resonance and consciously practicing how you match the energy of the room, you remove the mechanical barriers that cause people to tune out. Social presence relies on the self-awareness and the mechanics to ensure that when you speak, your voice possesses the weight required to be heard.